So this show that just getting underway nationally.
It's going to do, it'll do well.
And if it doesn't?
And if it doesn't, I will still do well. I will do well because I'm not defined by a show. You know, I think we are defined by the way we treat ourselves and the way we treat other people. You know, it would be wonderful to be, you know, acclaimed as this, you know, talk show host who's made it. That would be wonderful. But if that doesn't happen, there are, you know, other important things in my life.
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
That is, I haven't seen that since that happened.
I forgot you had done it. When they said we have a clip of Oprah on 60 Minutes, I go, where?
Oh my goodness, don't I look like Sophia? But I saw that in the monitor and I thought, Sophia from
Oprah,
the color
listen to what you
purple.
said back then.
Yes.
Listen to what you said back then. You are consistent.
But I also feel the same way.
That's exactly what I thought.
I feel the same way about, were you going to ask that question?
Yes, but it was, go ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel the same way about where I am right now with our network.
Exactly.
I believe that it will work. As I said, I feel better about it than I ever have. I believe that people want to see television that is fun, that is entertaining, but that is also meaningful. What I want to do is to use it as a platform for transforming people's lives. That's why I'm in New York, to do Life Class. But if I see that that's not what the audience wants, then I will move on to the next thing. I literally
And
mean
you're okay
next,
with that
and I
too.
mean I will always be okay.
Yeah.
Because I live in the center of myself.
The principle that you articulated with Mike Wallace is a principle that you live with throughout your life, and that's made you successful.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
what's Life Class?
Life Class is the reason why I did a network. It is an opportunity to bring some of the country's leading thought leaders. Tonight it's Tony Robbins live on OWN, beginning at 9 o'clock. But I'm also taping with Deepak Chopra, which will air in the next week. And it's giving the audience around the world. So we are on Facebook, we're on Oprah.com, we're talking to people all over the world, Twittering, and taking their questions about what matters to them in life with people who can help them lead a better life.
So they essentially drive, all these people from around the world are driving this Life Class.
That's right, and it's driven by what people most want to talk about. People want to talk about their fears, they want to talk about letting go of anger, they want to talk about why they get stuck in life, they want to talk about why, you know, people really do know, even though we're in this, you know, electronic age where everybody's, you know, tweeting and all the time, people really do know that there is a loss of connection and that there is a deeper reason for being in the world. And I think every human being really ultimately wants to do what you all get to do here every day for yourselves, what I've been able to do in my life. What everybody wants is really to fulfill the highest expression of themselves. Everybody feels that, but isn't quite sure, how do I break the wall and get into to living the best of myself, the stream of the best of myself.
Do you think there's also a desire, because we're so connected in so many ways electronically, there's actually a desire to really connect more like we used to on a real level between people?
I think innately there is a desire to connect more deeply, because I think we all know that all of this isn't really real.
No, we've been in the car, 5 people in a car, Oprah, and we're all on a BlackBerry,
Nobody's talking to each other anymore.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you, Mr.
Yes,
Rose?
in fact, you go to dinner and you look at the number of people that are sneaking looks at dinner.
Yes, I am a little insulted by that, aren't you?
Indeed.
Yes. I think there needs to be etiquette.
Can I just
for
talk
that.
about this? Friendship is very important. It is one of life's great things. This is friendship here, and she doesn't want me to talk about that, but I want you to talk about it.
I don't.
Please.
Well, I'm not going to cry on the morning show.
Please don't.
I will say this. We have been
Chris Lick is going, cry, please cry.
That's the executive producer.
You know I know who Chris Lick is. Yes. I said to Chris this morning, Mr. Muckety Muck, hello. He's the brainstorm behind all this. We've been friends since we were
21 and 22.
21 and 22.
You're older.
There is not a better human being in the world, as far as I'm concerned. She's going to become everybody's best friend on this morning show. I can see that. People are reacting. They say that to me in the streets about her. Oh, but I understand why she's your best friend. You know why? I will tell you why. Because in all of our years of friendship, she has always been happier for me about anything that occurred in my life. When I left Baltimore and I was coming to Chicago, she was the happiest. When I got in The Color Purple, she was the happiest.
And I get madder than you do when people
she gets
say
madder.
something. I go,
Last week,
yes.
when everybody was doing the press thing, she was so upset. I was saying, I only read one thing. I'm not reading it all, so don't tell me.
Yes.
But never a hint of jealousy, always wanting what's best for me. And that's what everybody needs in any kind of relationship.
But
or
Oprah,
friendship.
you want the same for me too.
And I also
that's
want
what's
the same
so.
for her.
That's what's
That's
so.
why when she came to CBS, Chris, Mr. Lick, I was like, I am so happy for her. People were like, aren't you upset? And why is she? I was just so happy for her because I knew this was where she was supposed to be. I think this is the combination, y'all. I think CBS has finally gotten it right.
I do too.
I really do. And I'm
all
not just
play
saying that
nicely.
because
No, I
of you
know.
guys.
No,
I
you're
really-
not.
Yeah,
Because
I really do.
I know that because of.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Oprah, you wouldn't be here. You
Otherwise,
go, well,
I just okay.
Yeah, I
Thank you, Gayle, but
I don't want to go where they're not doing it right.
The best of y'all.
But I want to do. Let's do Erica that Shaquan Dooley.
yes, we do. So we have a little bit. So you just spoke with Shaquan Julie. This is just a heartbreaking
night,
story.
yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
just spoke with her last night. We have a little bit of that we want to play first.
Yeah.
Oprah's
The thought of a 2-year-old struggling with his mother for his life while his mother is suffocating him is really kind of unbearable. Was there a struggle with your son?
I don't remember.
You don't remember if he
exactly.
awakened? You would have to remember that. You would have to remember whether your son awakened and knew that you were trying to kill him.
Yeah, she's a mother from South Carolina. I remember that
Got
story.
sentenced to 35 years without parole.
Yeah, but the powerful thing is you were in the moment there.
You showed compassion, but it also said to me that you weren't totally buying it. That's why I was so fascinated.
No,
by
and
her
you know,
story.
for
That's what I
me,
mean by not.
Yeah.
I am always looking for, and have been since I was, a young reporter in Baltimore. I've always been trying to look for what is the deeper meaning in every story. So as I'm talking to her, which isn't the first time I've talked to mothers who murdered their children, I'm thinking about everybody who's watching who's depressed. I'm thinking about everybody who's ever thought about taking their life or taking the life of somebody that they loved and making them come along with me. That's why I was so persistent and say, when you say, I wanted them to go with me, go where?
Exactly.
Let's think that through. Go where? And what I kept trying to emphasize to her throughout the interview, even off tape, is that it's no longer really about you. The only reason to hear your story is that somebody can see themselves in you and be able to make a different choice for themselves. So that to me is ultimately, as I know you all do here on CBS, is the standard.
Yes.
The standard
Yes.
for interviewing. That's the point, is not for us just to be voyeurs in other people's lives, but how can I use your story to open up the heart space for myself?
You are fixing a network, the own network.
And could you change the word to fixing or building?
Building would be better.
Could you use the
That's
word
better.
fixing or
As soon
building?
as I said fix, I was thinking building.
No, but building. We're building a network.
which
yes.
is a huge demand on time, but you have a huge life as well.
Yeah, I have a big old life.
You got a big old life.
Yeah.
And a big old house.
I just moved out of my big old house. I'm just now living in a little bitty
Little old
house.
house while they fix the big old house.
Yeah,
probably.
that's true.
Right.
That's true.
That's exactly right.
That is true.
But are you going to, two things. One, politics and show business. Are you going to be out there
No, I'm not.
supporting No?
No, I'm not going to be out there. I am 100% behind our president. I actually love our president and have the utmost respect for him and that office and what it takes to be there. I will not be out because I'm trying to fix a network.
No, you're trying to build a network.
Trying to build a network. Yes. I'm trying to fix one too, Charlie. So you were right. I'm also
But I
trying
like
to fix
Bill
one.
better.
But
I
you
like
know,
Bill.
I just say too. I when you say I mean myself. I mean, my team, Sherry Salata, Eric Logan, and Discovery. With all the stories about will Discovery support her stay in, they have been stellar. David Zaslav and the Discovery Board has been 100% behind me. And this is what gets me. When I started, everybody, including Lauren Michaels, said to me, it's going to take 3 to 5 years to get it right. And I said, even then, I go, well, I think we can do it in a couple. You go, no. It's going to take 3 to 5 years. And now I've been there literally 8 months, and everybody's like, what's going on? What's wrong?
I say the same thing about it. So we'll build this thing viewer by viewer by viewer by viewer.
Yeah.
But
I'm tweeting about y'all.
any
I'm doing
small
my part.
business. That's typically what they tell you too when you start a business, right? It takes at least an average of 5 years for any business
that's
to be
what
profitable.
They say. But I also understand this. I also understand that because I had a 25-year reputation that I built, that there was a big expectation. And the one thing I didn't want to do, because I'd learned this, do I have time to tell this? I have 30 seconds?
Are you kidding?
Because I know how y'all say at the end, you got 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Which that's the one thing that makes me crazy on the
Me
show.
too. I would never say
You have a little
that.
more leeway in cable. That's
Tell
a good
us your
thing.
theory of life. You got 5 seconds.
Okay, tell us.
No, go. Where were you? We got
the
time.
one thing I knew was that what I always knew, and I learned this lesson when I went to Baltimore, and my name was on the back of every billboard, and they did this whole big did this whole big promo campaign. When I came to Chicago, I said to the management there, don't do any publicity. I just want to start and let it go word of mouth. And when we started with this network, I was the only person saying, let's not make it big. Let's just start small. Let's not do a big thing, because you set an expectation that you cannot live up to. It's better for people to have lower expectations for you to over-deliver rather than to under-deliver, because you have 25 years. And the company structure was set up that way.
But Oprah,
also.
nothing is small with your name. You know that. Nothing,
I know,
nothing is
but
small with your name.
I was saying, guys, let's just start small. Let's not do the big publicity. Let's just kind of come on the air and sort of build it. Next thing I know, I'm talking to the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. I went, nothing small about that.
Can we wrap up with the girls in South Africa?
The Academy.
Yeah, the Academy. Well, this is the most exciting thing. Two of my girls were competing in the Model United Nations Conference at Cornell this weekend. They were part of the South African debate team. And I'm telling you, to see girls who 5 years ago, living in Soweto, living in villages, some of them carrying buckets of water on their head, now sitting at Cornell, debating about the Cambodian Civil War, extraordinary.
My sense of this is that it hasn't been easy, but it means a huge amount to you.
Well, Stedman keeps reminding me of that, too. He was saying, look at how hard the school was. It's actually sort of parallel.
Yeah, exactly.
Because lots of people said it wouldn't work. You're 8,000 miles away. How are you going to do that? Why you do it? And there were times I wanted to give up on that, too. There were many days that I said if I had to do over, I wouldn't do it that way. And the payoff is having girls now, 100% of the first class, all going to colleges. And
Guess
the second,
who's here tomorrow?
Who?
Stedman Graham.
Oh, Stedman's here tomorrow.
And he'll spend about an hour with me on my program.
Stedman Graham is here tomorrow.
It's great to have you here. Continued success.
This feels so much more relaxed than I thought
It's
it
comfortable,
was.
right? So you could come back whenever you'd like.
This is so relaxed. This is good. You guys are really doing great. Really great. I love the set, so whoever was in charge of that.
Could you please say hello to our crew? You know how we feel about a crew.
We do have the world's greatest crew.
Well, yeah, I would have to say that Gayle is the one person who, over the years, she loves the crew. She can tell you the name of every crew member she's ever worked with since she started. Kansas City.
But we're so glad you're here.
Go.
Thank you. Thank
you so much.
Thank
Great
you.
to see
I
you.
look forward to doing the Charlie Rose show.
You will do that, and person to person.
Oprah, would
We
you
love
like to throw to weather? Would you like to do that?
Weather coming up.
It's 8. What time is it?
8:13.
8:13. And now to check in with your local weather.
Thank you, Oprah.
We'll still do that.